At this truck yard, a driver applies more and more force to a stubborn wheel nut. For a moment, it seems like it will work. Then everything changes. Never apply full body pressure to a wrench, and avoid using a pipe extension to increase leverage. Inside a distribution center, a worker steps onto a roller conveyor that appears inactive. Moments later, the system begins operating without warning. Never stand on a conveyor system for any reason, even if it appears stationary. This creates a live floor exposure, as automated equipment can begin operating through sensors, program cycles, or remote system commands. Once motion starts, maintaining a steady footing becomes significantly more difficult. You must always work from solid ground or an approved access platform, never directly from the equipment itself. Treat every conveyor as operational and capable of movement. Inside a fabrication shop, two workers manually position a large wooden wall frame. When one worker steps away to address another task without communicating, the remaining worker is left supporting the structure alone. Never leave a heavy or unstable load supported only by another person. This creates an unsupported load condition, where manual holding does not provide consistent or reliable stability. Without mechanical bracing, even small shifts in weight distribution can exceed what one person can safely manage. You must secure all vertical loads using clamps, braces, or temporary supports before stepping away. Always communicate clearly before releasing a load and confirm that it is fully self-supporting. Standing on a flatbed truck, a worker guides a lifted object into position. While adjusting his stance, he moves into the vertical movement path of the suspended item. Never position yourself directly beneath a lifted load, even briefly. This places you within a critical load travel area, where lifting operations depend on rigging configuration, load balance, and equipment condition. You must use taglines to guide lifted loads from a safe distance and remain outside the load's vertical movement path at all times. Treat every suspended object as requiring clear space for controlled positioning, because standing directly beneath it limits safe response options. Inside a machine workshop, a technician wipes down a milling table while a heavy steel mold remains elevated overhead by a hoist. During the task, a change in rigging alignment causes the load to shift from its raised position. Never place your hands or body within the load travel area of an elevated object. Hoists, magnets, and chains are designed for lifting and positioning, not for maintaining loads overhead during nearby work. Changes in load tension or alignment can result in unintended movement. You must lower loads onto a stable resting surface or secure them with approved safety blocking before working nearby. Never rely solely on lifting equipment to hold a load in position while performing adjacent tasks. Inside a high bay warehouse, a bent brace holds up a pallet rack. At first glance, it looks fine, but something isn't right. Never overlook damaged or deformed rack components. A compromised brace reduces the system's designed load handling capability. When one element does not perform as intended, stress is transferred to surrounding components, increasing strain across the structure. You must report rack damage immediately and isolate the affected area until repairs are completed. Treat visible deformation as a priority concern, because storage systems depend on balanced load distribution to maintain long-term stability. At an industrial loading station, a worker stands on a raised scaffold platform to adjust a dump truck tarp. As he reaches beyond the guardrail, his body position extends outside the platform's supported area. Never lean over safety rails or extend beyond the platform edge to reach a task. This creates an overreach condition where body positioning reduces balance support and limits the ability to recover stability. You must keep your body fully within guardrails and maintain secure footing at all times. Reposition the platform closer to the task or use approved fall protection equipment when extended reach is required. Inside a busy warehouse, a forklift operator drives forward while focusing attention on the vehicle's tires instead of the travel path ahead. Never operate a forklift without maintaining full visual attention in the direction of travel. This creates a reduced visibility condition where attention diversion limits the operator's ability to recognize obstacles, personnel, or environmental changes. You must always look in the direction of movement and confirm the path is clear before proceeding. If inspection is required, stop the vehicle completely. Operating equipment while splitting attention reduces controlled operation. In a stone yard, a worker steps onto a stacked granite block to attach rigging. The block rests unevenly, and the additional weight alters how the stack is supported. Never assume stacked materials can support added weight simply because they appear solid. This creates a hidden stability issue where uneven contact points or surface debris may allow movement when pressure is applied. You must confirm that material stacks are level, secured, and approved for access before approaching. Always use ladders or work platforms instead of standing on stacked materials, as visible solidity does not guarantee consistent support. Inside a manufacturing plant, a worker stands close to an operating winding machine to manually guide material into alignment. As rollers continue turning, close proximity increases exposure to active machine components. Never guide or adjust material by hand near moving machinery. Interaction between loose material or clothing and rotating components can result in rapid material movement with limited opportunity for correction. You must use approved threading tools, guide systems, or air-assisted devices for material handling. Maintain adequate separation between hands, clothing, and moving components at all times. On a front porch, a man sets up a multi-position ladder against a smooth brick surface to reach the roofline. As he climbs, the ladder base gradually shifts due to limited surface traction. Never place a leaning ladder on a smooth surface without securing the base. This creates a base movement condition where climbing force causes ladder feet to shift when friction is insufficient. You must secure the ladder or ensure proper footing, and always follow the 4-to-1 rule, placing the base 1 foot out for every 4 feet of height. Correct setup supports stability on slick surfaces. In a residential backyard, a worker balances on an A-frame ladder while using powered cutting equipment to remove a large tree section. As the cut completes, the material shifts, affecting balance and tool control. Never perform elevated cutting tasks from a ladder when handling large sections. This creates a stability and control concern, as material movement introduces forces that ladders are not designed to accommodate. You must use an aerial lift or professional climbing equipment with proper anchoring for elevated cutting tasks. Ladders do not provide the support required to manage tool forces and material movement during cutting operations. To keep learning from these important workplace safety lessons, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. Stay aware, stay safe.